everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we will be talking about and taking a look at the ROMAND Dry Violet quad. ROMAND has a couple of these quads in different color stories and I own two at this point. The other one that I own is the Dry Rose one, which I want to just briefly show you. Not go in depth about this quad because I've mentioned it on my channel many times, but the most recent one that I got, which is the Dry Violet one, which I'm currently wearing on my eye, and you'll also see a few snippets of me using it, is the one that I wanted to focus on today. I have been wanting to try a new quad now for a very long time, and since I have a bunch of eyeshadows, I didn't want to get a color story that I already have in my collection, so I didn't go with like neutral brown or anything. So I chose the Dry Violet one because I wanted something more cool toned for a while now, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say that this is the most perfect cool toned palette ever, or quad, because it doesn't lean too purple, it also doesn't lean too ashy. It is just perfect. I am pretty cool toned to neutral, so I find that this palette complements my skin tone very well. And as you can see, I'm pretty fair, especially now during the winter time. So I wanted something a little bit more cool toned, since the Dry Rose one is way warmer, as you can tell. I love to use the Dry Rose one to give color back to my face. I feel like it really warms up my face, and I still think this color story complements me very well. I also think that the Dry Violet one suits me very well. I was kind of indecisive about either buying the Dry Violet or the Dry Lavender, because the Dry Lavender is very milky and I thought that I was maybe gonna like it, but I was also kind of scared, and then I realized I like more muted makeup, and this palette is perfect if you like cool tones, subtle shades, something that works very easily. You don't have to work a lot for it to look good, and you like muted colors, you don't like pastels, and you're just more of like a cool toned muted person. I think this is so good, and I'm just very happy that I bought this one. These palettes are always arranged in a way where you have 3 matte colors and 1 glitter. Now, first talking about the packaging. The packaging is what really pulls me in when it comes to ROMAND. I just love the aesthetic. I mean, everything just looks so cohesive and so cute. Although it's like different colors, everything flows together. So I really love the brand image. I love how they just package everything. It isn't too flimsy. It's just perfect. For the price you're paying, I think that the packaging is outstanding. What I really like is that each quad has like a different symbol in the front. This one has a flower because this one is part of the Hamburg series, and this one has, for instance, 2 hearts, and depending on the number you're getting, this is number 2, Dry Rose, it has 2 hearts. With the blush, the same thing, you have 3 hearts because it's number 3. I really like the packaging. I like that it's obviously a little quad, so it's super easy to travel with, which is why if I stay at my boyfriend's house, I can get away with bringing both of them with me because they don't take away any space. I really enjoyed the way that they color coordinate, super aesthetically pleasing, feels sturdy, so I absolutely love the packaging, and especially with this kind of like soft lavender dry kind of color. It looks just so beautiful. Ever since I tried the Dry Rose quad, I have completely fallen in love with the formula and the ease of the formula. It's a very forgiving, very subtle, but not pigmented formula. If you're not a pro at eye makeup, I think you will have no issues with this. I think these eyeshadows are great for beginners, but also for anybody who just likes a more subdued eye makeup. I always like to say that Korean eyeshadows are very different from Western ones because Western eyeshadows tend to be very pigmented. These ones are not like that, but they are perfect in pigmentation in my opinion. More in terms of the formula, it is a very beautiful creamy formula. Speaking of the mattes, super buttery and super soft. They may be a little bit powdery, but that is like with the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow. it kind of makes it easier to use and to blend because it is a little bit more powdery, which I don't have an issue. I don't get any fallout with these. My eye makeup lasts the entire day. I don't experience any glitter falling into my eye and potentially like feeling like crumbs. None of that. The first color you get in this palette, grayish, purplish, ashy kind of tone. This is great when you want to do a completely matte eye and you know you're not going to use the glitter, so you could use that one as a base, apply it all over the lid, also in the crease, so it'll be easier for you to blend the next shade into your crease. Next color is a very grayish, purplish kind of muted color. It may look dark, but it's perfectly fine to also use all over the lid, and especially when doing a completely matte eye, you won't get a muddy eye look. What you'll get is actually something that will look very elegant. The third one is obviously this very beautiful purple glitter. It has a little bit of a base tone, a little bit of a smokiness to it. It does not have different sizes, like you don't get the hexagon big chunky glitter in these ones. For that you would have to buy a liquid glitter, but that is why I think these are very easy to use, even for every day. Yes, you have glitter on your eyes, but I still don't think they look cheap or anything because the color story is very feminine and very elegant. Now, don't be scared of these glitters. They are not like Western type of pressed glitters because these really stick to your eyelid and they don't move. Like during the day, you won't really see a lot of flaking unless, and this is my tip for you, this is what I usually do. These stick the best to a sticky eyelid. So when I know I want to apply one of these glitters on my eye, I do set my eyelid, but not heavily. Like I try to concentrate most of my setting in my crease so that the eyeshadow will blend over it so much better, and my actual eyelid, leave it a little bit more sticky so that by the time I apply with my finger, no glitter sticks to my finger and everything is on my eyes where it should be. Last but not least, you get a very deep ashy grayish purple that you can use to deepen your eye makeup or to smoke out the eyeliner like I always do. What blush or what lipstick I would use with this quad? For a Western blush, I think Cabana Boy from The Balm would be amazing because it's a very cool toned kind of color. Physicians Formula Rosy Pink I think would also be perfect. But if you were speaking ROMAND, I think the blush in Blueberry Chip would be perfect. It's a very kind of cool toned pink almost. I'm wearing it today, but it's very subtle. It's completely matte though, so keep that in mind. It's not a glowy blush. I think this just kind of works together because the eyeshadows are very cool toned, the blush is cool toned. Then for a lipstick, it could be anything cool toned or just a gloss. Another one that I have here is the shade Pink Sand. It's also from ROMAND. It's just like a cool toned pink, light pink color. I am wearing it right now, but with a little bit of a gloss on top. So I think this would be a very good combination. And yeah, I'm wearing all of these on my face right now. I absolutely love how my makeup looks. Now, in terms of final thoughts, I think it's no surprise when I tell you that I'm very, very impressed and I highly recommend this little quad if you're looking for something muted and cool toned, but you don't want to go into the pastel route. I think you can get a lot of use out of this quad because you can play around with the purple glitter, which is a lot of fun, or just keep it very natural with only the matte colors. If you have been eyeing this quad, I would absolutely recommend you buy it because I just love it. There's nothing bad to say about it. If you think it's a little too cool toned, I still recommend this one, like Dry Rose Till the Day I Die. This is so good if you like something a bit more rosy and warm toned. It's like the same. I feel exactly the same about this how I feel about this. I hope you guys enjoyed this little review. I hope it was helpful and maybe helped you decide on whether to get it or not. Make sure to give me a thumbs up or don't. It's completely up to you, and I hope to see you in my next one.